Good afternoon, everybody. I hope y'all wingity wing 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 Wednesday is going good for you. As for me, my day looked just like it did yesterday. No prospects and no hope. But I got a carload today. I got Anthony in the back seat, DeAndre in the back seat, Miss Deja Boo in the back seat, Stefan in the front seat, me as the driver, and all the way at the back door is Casey. A lot different from yesterday's ride. I'm looking for a place to live. I was solo dolo by myself. But anyways, on to what we out here doing. I think I'm heading to Jefferson City, the capital of Missouri, where all this began from moving from Chicago. That's where we all settled at, in Jefferson City. And we're gonna see what we come up with today. So, I don't know what people normally eat while taking a ride. It's good 35 minutes away. So I might be stopping the video here and there when it gets boring and I ain't talking. I'm just driving. Because I can't entertain nobody for no 35 minutes, 40 minutes. I just can't do it. So, I'm going to give you what I got to give. Okay? I'm going to give you what I got to give. Unless other people in the car want to open up and carry this conversation with me. But it ain't easy having a one-man conversation and no feedback. Y'all don't talk to me. The people in this car really don't talk. They'll talk if they know the camera ain't going. But once I hit this camera, everybody in the car go mute. All at the same. Even Casey don't talk. The dog. No barks, no sniffle, no nothing. But he's well trained though. You know what I'm saying? The dog is trained like that though. So I would expect that from the dog. But yeah, that's what we headed to. Jefferson City, Missouri. Y'all gonna catch a few of the sights. Maybe I could take y'all downtown. I can go into that museum because it's too much walking and it exerts my body and I ain't got no oxygen. I don't even think I got an inhaler. If the need would be that I need it, I ain't got it. So yeah, y'all ain't sending me to Capital Region or St. Mary's today trying to put something on this here YouTube. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it for the tube and I ain't doing it for the book. Feel me? No hospitals. Because I'm the only driver in this car and I got my whole family in this car that's depending on me to get to A to B to C to D and back to A. Feel me? Let me let this window up. I'm gonna turn the air on so y'all ain't just catching the back noise. I'm not even sure if you heard anything I done said up to this point. But let's turn this air on. Yeah, let's turn the air on in this car and get some coolness flowing. And yeah, let's do the daggone thing together, y'all. I hope somebody start raising their hands in the air and waving them like they just don't care to volunteer to do some of this driving and I jump my tail in the passenger seat because your girl is so over this driving thing that I just want a bus pass at this point. Can't get no help. Nobody else don't want to drive but DeAndre, the youngest, and he only 12. I'm not putting my life in his hands. He ain't all state. What in the world? But anyways, yeah. So how y'all doing today? What y'all day looking like? Pass me one of them wings off y'all plate. Stop being selfish. I might not eat often, but you can still offer me something. That would be nice. Especially if you know how to cook. I'll try it. Just send it to me. I will try your food. I sure will. And I will be honest about it. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. Maybe I can help you get it right. And say, won't you add a little of this? Take away a little of that. But don't forget, if you send me some wings or anything, yeah, wings and things, please don't forget the bread. I can't eat no meat without bread. I mean, some cheap old white bread from Aldi's, Dollar Tree. It don't matter just as long as it's called bread. I'm kind of could use some wings right now. My dog on myself, but I ain't gonna even think about all that because I gotta stay focused on finding somewhere to live. While I think about a hot meal. You know, in most places you live, you could go and live. They have the options of like a soup kitchen or a place where you can get a bite to eat, and they don't charge you money to do it. Well, let's just say where I live at, ain't no options, no options at all. You either gonna pay or you gonna starve. That's a shame. I really did from the beginning 5 years ago when I moved into this place. I really didn't think about what was really in the community. You know, I was just so blessed to have somewhere to live. I really didn't do all that leg work to see if the community actually fit my family needs. Because, to truth be told, I've been asking the city where we stay at about putting up the yellow tape along the curbs and the signs so on the block we live at for the deaf and visually impaired people, so they'll be aware that it's disabled people in the community and they can just watch their driving just in case my kids is out and moving around. When I tell you I handed the paper over and ain't heard nothing in 5 years about it, but every so often, like I let a year pass, maybe a year and a half, and I go fill the papers out again. But it's been over 8 months since I put in my last paperwork at the city hall where we live at, and I ain't heard nothing, y'all. This community never would budge or accommodate me and my family, but like I said, it was a place to pay my rent and lay our heads every night. So I just went with the flow. It was so hard being out every day like I am now 5 years ago, doing the exact same thing, trying to find someplace to live. And when we got our first yes, that's when the search stopped at that yes. I didn't try to go no further with it. We just went home and started packing quickly. The fastest I've ever packed in my life. Guess that wasn't a good decision. Maybe it was. I don't know. It's not for me to say now because I've been there 5 years. But it was time to move from where I was at, because I was, at that time, honestly, I was living in public housing. And they was charging me like close to $12.89 a month to live there. And that didn't even include the utilities. I still had to pay it out of pocket, but they ripped me a new one living there. And then to find that place where I'm at now, the rent started off 5 years ago at only $750. You know, I looked at that deal like it was a steal, like I was stealing from the government. Every month, I proudly used to, you know, get on a tenant portal and pay my rent with a smile on my face. I never grumped nor complained. And after 5 years, my rent only went from $750 to $825. Still in my mind. Still in my mind. And I was still happy about it. It was still 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, and attached garage. So, hey, it's all good in my opinion. Maybe y'all don't agree, but that's the way I see it. I'm making track already. I'm at TT, that's what it was. Not TT. Not far from Whole Summit. So I'm just talking and cruising. But the day I find my place, I'm telling y'all what I'm finna do. And you can quote me, and you can look forward to this happening. The day I get a yes, and I pay them my money to move in, I'm not going right home to start packing, baby. No. I'm going straight to Walmart's. I'm finna get me my own fishing pole again this year, like I do every other year. I'm going to get me a nice, comfortable chair. I'm going home to get my tackle box that's always packed and ready to go. Jump in my car, go to a gas station or somewhere, get me some worms, and I'm going straight by some water. And that's where you gonna find me at, by the water, baby. Because I feel like at that point I earned that. I earned it. I've been robbed on this job. I mean, the job, yeah. Right. No, not the job. The house search. With these application fees. Y'all hear me? I've been robbed without a gun. Not even so much as a water gun. They robbed me, y'all. 3 times. 3 times. This last one took me for $120. It was cheaper than the first time I got robbed. They took me for $125. No, $225. $225. And the second time they only took me for $60. Because I didn't pay for every adult over 21 in my house. I only added me and my daughter to that one. So it was $30 for me and $30 for her. Which I'm glad, because it was a scam, y'all. And I can't even tell you, like, what, if you on like Zillow, apartments.com, it all looks so legit. So I can't even give y'all a disclaimer, like, what to look for before you get scammed. That's the sad part. Because the longer I'm out here doing this, it can happen again and again and again. Because it all looked legit to me. So I don't even know the warning signs before I get robbed. So just imagine somebody who's like ain't familiar with trying to find their first place. They could get taken for everything they thought they was saved up to move. They could get robbed for all that money and basically have nowhere to go because they ain't got no money to put down on nothing. So for me, I just been trying to be more selective and I would message either the property management or if they say private landlord, what can I pay? I tell them, what can I pay in person after I see the place and make sure this is what I want to be, you know, considered for? Can I pay you? Instead of me having to pay before I even get to tour the place. That's what they be wanting, though. The ones that scam me is the ones that say, well, we don't show properties unless you have an approved application online. So you don't even know what you're paying for. Don't even know. And that hurts my heart. It's just that many dishonest people in this world. Everybody looking to come up on their next 10 cents. That they will hurt, harm innocent people because they into scamming people. And all I want is a home for me and my kids. Some stability. And I know I'm not stupid, y'all. I know stability comes with a price, which I'm willing to pay, but I'm not willing to continue to be robbed for no stability. What in the world? I ain't no fool. I'm just a mother. And sometimes a wife when they decide to see me as a wife, but I don't know. I don't even know. I don't like looking at the back of that truck. It's making my eyes get droopy, like I'm sleepy. Just staring at the back of this big old truck. That's why normally I go around it. But today, for some reason, I'm falling behind this sucker. I don't know. Maybe he's gonna lead me to my next home. I don't know why I'm behind this big truck. I know it ain't giving y'all no view or nothing, but we coming into Jefferson City, y'all. Y'all finna see the Capitol building in a minute. I think it's gonna be to your left, Yeah. I don't know why I always catch myself singing. If it weren't for my sister, I wouldn't even notice that I sing a lot of things in my videos. But maybe I do it in my daily life and just don't know it. I don't know. That's crazy though. I'm catching myself acting like I'm some type of bird or singing bird or something. But me, I just think that this is part of my next thought that I was gonna do or say. Really, I really think, I don't know. I don't know why I do it. Oh, look at the plane. And it's like it's gonna land at the airport. Yeah. Wow, it's so big. We are living down these ways. You don't see the planes like that landing. So that's a big deal for us to see a plane. It is. The simplest things that most people take for granted seeing, it's a big deal for us who don't get to see all that. You know, don't never get to catch.
They shut the airport down.
I don't know.
There's a plane right there.
Where? Oh yeah, ain't that the one that just landed? It look like the plane that just landed over there. That's a landing strip where it's sitting there, but that ain't the airport. No, that's not the airport. Only private people that got planes land in this airport. This is not like your O'Hare, your Delta. It's something small for private plane. But it's still a big deal for me. Like when my kids was a lot younger, especially the two youngest ones, Our favorite thing to do when we lived in Jeff City was to go to the Amtrak downtown and let them see the trains come in. They loved the trains when they was little. So that's what we used to do. We used to pack a little cheap lunch, sit in the car, wait till we hear choo choo, the train coming in. You hear me? And yeah, which they only came in, I think, twice a day. Sometimes 3 trains would come, and then we'll just watch them leave, and they was happy with that. But my daughter, she was the crybaby of all my kids. She cried so much as a baby, right? I realized when she was like only, I want to say about 7 months old, just how much she liked it. Hearing the airplanes landing. So we used to always go to Midway Airport with her late, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, because she never slept at night. She couldn't get when was nighttime, when was morning time down pat. So she used to cry a lot. And I realized one day we was going to Burger King with my dad. That's when he was alive, on a Sunday. And this Burger King was off Sisson Road, right? Was it Sisson Road? No, not. Yeah, it was on one street. It's been a long time since I've been in Chicago, but anyways, it's this Burger King, and we was sitting in the drive-thru with my dad. It was just me, her, and my dad, and I was driving my dad's car. And a plane was coming in, and she was already in the act, from the top of her lungs. The plane got closer over Burger King, and all of a sudden, she went from to I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? Then another plane, not even, I want to say, within minutes of each other coming by, she didn't cry no more. I said, this baby, like in, they're hearing the planes overhead coming in and landing. So, since it was free to park at Midway Airport, that's what I used to do. 1 o'clock in the morning, I get her diaper bag all packed, changing clothes, her little bottles, and we sit at the airport till about 5, 6 o'clock. She done got a nice little 4 or 5 hours worth of sleep. Cause once we get away from this airport, I already know she gonna get in her car seat and she gonna cry all the way home. And I just say, we'll be back. We'll be back. She didn't want to hear that crap. She didn't want to hear that at all. Why we leaving? Maybe because I got a bodily functions, child. I got to use the bathroom and wash my butt. But she said, like I said, she only 7 months, 8 months. You don't know what I'm talking about. But I used to say that to her regardless. Man, I can't just spend my whole life at this airport. I ain't paying rent here. I'm paying rent to an apartment, which my dad at the time owned an apartment building. But I said I wasn't going to talk the whole 35 minutes because I thought I couldn't do it. But man, I've been a non-stop chatterbox. I guess I do have a gift of the gab. But when I go into, I'm headed to the Salvation Army first. And I'm gonna end this video, go in there and talk to somebody about some resources they may or may not have. As a matter of fact, I might end this video now, and when I pull up to the Salvation Army, getting ready to walk in, I'll start my video again, okay? Because I don't know. I'm just hoping if I can help somebody else on their journey to self-educate themselves, if that need was to ever present itself, and you was in my situation, maybe, just maybe, this self-help video that I'm doing to help you one day. Okay? All right. To all my bestie buddies, if you haven't subscribed, please just hit the button. We right here. Let's be friends.